Hey, what is up guys, this is official for xxVOID. Welcome back to the channel. It's very late for me to make an update, and I don't think you've seen a new video from me about 14 months. The second anniversary update for this game has slightly killed it off for me, and I kinda just stepped back into the real world, just being busy making money. As you can see, we're back with another Dying Light 2 video. This is probably the best way to gain XP and farm materials such as loot. However, back then I've hardly been playing Dying Light 2 since the new updates has been released, but apart from that, this is how to farm fast XP. You want to make your way into the central loop, and what you're going to find is either an electrical station or a quarantine zone. And this is where we're going to be farming some XP for this method. If your game is a Game Plus, you could also have a few bonuses along the way. Go ahead and switch your game into Nightmare mode, which I don't recommend by the way. You can still do this XP strategy, besides having like 20 volatile tyrants just swinging you around wall to wall like a ragdoll. On the hard difficulty, it's either just going to be the virals or the volatiles. The weapons you will really need for this strategy would be the military machete or the tribal axe, aka the glitched weapons from the Carnage Hall DLC. I have made a video about the Carnage Hall weapons, I'd say around a year ago, so I'm going to make a link in the description on how to get your hands on either of those two weapons. The military machete or the tribal axe. And the Mario boots are recommended by the way, meaning it involves going out of the map, and obviously you will need a paraglider. Once you have slept through the day, you want to go outside and find yourself a volatile, which will immediately start the chase. So far, you don't really have to do much. You only need to run around the area for about 2-3 minutes prior, but just keep running in circles till you're chase level 3. The Carnage Hall weapons are probably one of the most best things that they have in this game so far. If you're fighting volatiles, for example, you will not have a problem. If you're legend level 300 like I am, they're all going to be a 2-shot kill. But it only depends what legend level you are. If you're 250 or lower, they're either going to be a 4-hit, 6-hit, 7, or even 8 hits in total to kill a single volatile. And that to me is a very long time, and especially if you don't have any OP gear. Without the gear you need, you're basically just risking yourself, and chances are you're just gonna insta-die. But if you people out there have god armor, volatiles or even volatile tyrants shouldn't really be that much of a threat, because you're technically just invincible at this point. You want to make your way to the right side of the quarantine zone, kill a few zombies if they get in your way, and you should be good. Earlier I mentioned about the electrical station. If that safe area is already cleared out, you could have a UV light area across this farming place, which saves you a lot more time than having to just find a safe zone or throw UV bars on the ground. If that station isn't safe, you will have to use UV bars, because you need to watch your immunity. Getting to chase level 5 shouldn't really take that long, but as long as you're killing some infected around you, it's just gonna be that simple. It will only take you about 3 minutes. Now, this is where the volatile tyrants are going to enter the arena. They are much more intelligent and stronger than the other volatiles that we've faced so far. Your Carnage weapons are going to be slightly weaker, since they're all now a 4-hit instead of the recent 2, which includes losing a lot more durability on one of your weapons. If you're just lazy as I am, you can see what I'm doing with my exotic stud. It's pretty much just a 2-hit kill. But if you aim for the heads, you're guaranteed a 60% chance of it being an insta-kill. At this point, you're going to start using your toughness boosters. The reactions you're going to get from those tyrants are going to be very, very soft. Without the toughness boosters, you're going to have a very, very hard time trying to get up on your feet. Because like I said, they're going to be swinging you wall to wall. The most frustrating part about the tyrants, they frequently evade your attacks. Sometimes they can just knock you on the ground. Even the amount of times they could jump on you. If you can see whereabouts it's coming, you should be just fine as long as you recognize and master those animations that they do sometimes. Because my god, it does get irritating at some time. Rinse and repeat this strategy for about 25 minutes and it should be morning. And try to kill any last tyrant that is around you. And you can go ahead and pick up the loot. The loot you get from those tyrants are incredible. Not only you get large zombie trophies, money, valuables, or craft parts, you're guaranteed a 25% chance of getting an exotic weapon from any of those tyrants that we've killed. You get a lot of mutation samples also. If these were normal volatiles, the average amount you'd get would be around 150 or even 200 if it's a rare case. Normally you get about 175. For the tyrants, you could get about 600, 500, 400 or even 300 of mutation samples with just one grab. It's very good if you want to do bounties too. You could get all of the bounty outfits, you can get some weapons, some gear, more loot, and very OP equipment. If you restarted your game a few times by making a new game plus, you will get about 10 times the amount of XP in this strategy, along with the Night Runner booster. I am going to make another grinding video at some point today later. Soon I'm going to be making the zombie trophy farm, then the Carnage Hall weapons. If we can get this video to 100 likes, I'd be very appreciated, and I will make another Dying Light 2 video as soon as possible. But yeah, this is by far the fastest XP and loot farming method. You could level up about 7 times just by doing this strategy. And even though it's very, very difficult on Nightmare mode. If it's too tedious, you can always do this strategy on hard mode, but just be aware of the amount of volatiles that might spawn in your way. Apart from that, this is the fastest XP strategy. Drop a comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.